Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Tamara. Welcome to my home in Montreal. I'm so excited to show you around. Come on in.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
Hi, my name is Tamara Anka. I'm a designer and content creator. I live in St. Lazare, about 40 minutes outside of Montreal. Welcome to my home. My husband and I built this home 15 years ago, and at the time we were looking to build homes and flip them every year or two so that we could get a little bit of a bigger home each time we did it. And what ended up happening was we fell in love with the area that we live in. It's very quiet and very serene. It's wooded, it's equestrian. There's horses that walk by all the time, and it's very private. So we ended up staying here in the end, and over time the home has evolved as I developed my business. It was a labor of love. It has been a labor of love. We absolutely love it here. This has brought us so much joy. We've raised our kids here, and when we did build the house, it was an empty shell. We were lucky enough to find a builder who did the exterior but let us finish the interior. We're DIYers, we do everything ourselves. We've hired out a few jobs, some of the big things, like as far as installing tile and bathrooms and things like that, and kitchen cabinets. But we installed every little bit of millwork. We did painting, we did the hardwood floors. We completely took this house from an empty shell to a finished product, and it has evolved over the years, but it's brought us a lot of joy living here. We really love it. My decorating and design style is very, I love traditional decor. I love American classic decorating. I love European influences. I love chinoiserie. I love coastal. These are all elements that you'll see throughout our home. I love pattern and color. My favorite color is blue. You'll see it threaded throughout our home in every room. I'm definitely a traditionalist. I'm a little bit of a maximalist. I love lots of beautiful objects, and I'm not one to decorate sparingly. But I also like to keep it very clean and sophisticated and elegant. But I would say chinoiserie, coastal, American, European, all these things influence my decorating style. This is our living room. This is where my husband and I relax every night. And in the colder winter and fall months, in the mornings, we have our coffee in here. In the summer, we have our coffee outside. This is right off of our kitchen. We have an open concept home, and it's quite a small footprint. So everything is visible from every room for the most part. And our bedrooms are down the hall. It's a very relaxing space. It's very calming and serene. So this piece here, our ottoman, I get a lot of questions about this piece on my Instagram channel because everybody loves this. This has been, we've had this for maybe 20 years. It was originally a dark brown leather ottoman and had very modern kind of chunky feet. So we changed the feet to these really pretty turned feet with a natural finish. And I've recovered this several times. Like I mentioned before, we do everything ourselves, and so my husband is really an amazing help. We both do a lot of DIY stuff, so he helps me recover all the pieces that we have recovered. So this is seen about three or four different fabrics. This is a ticking stripe. It matches the stools in our kitchen. I'll show you those later. But this is a great piece. The height is nice because it's not too high. It's great to put your feet up on when you're relaxing. These bookshelves were, again, something we built ourselves. Well, my husband did the building. I did the painting and the filling all the nail holes and all that stuff. So all we had in this space was just a straight fireplace here with absolutely nothing, no detail, nothing at all. And so when we first created the mantle and these lower bookshelves, it was really nice focal point in the room, but I felt that we needed to accentuate the height. So we built all the way up to the ceiling and added just nice molding detail just to make it a little bit more special and a little bit more custom looking, if you will. And I love to, because the nature of my business is seasonal, a lot of what I do is seasonal decorating. So I'm always changing from season to season. The colors, even though blue is pretty much always a constant in my home, I like to accent with different colors for different seasons. So right now for summer, I went with blue and green as my main theme, and you'll see that throughout each room. One of the things that we did to these bookshelves that made a huge difference in this room, because it's such a large space and our walls are very neutral and all the wood, the millwork is white, I decided to go for some contrast, and I did a peel and stick wallpaper in here. So it's a faux grass cloth. You'll see that throughout our house as well. I love grass cloths. But because I'm not a professional installer, it's something we did ourselves. The peel and stick was the easy option for this. Even though it's a little tricky to manipulate, it still came out really good. And within a day, I had a completely different look. And it really pops, everything pops off the wall, and it adds a nice dimension and some drama to the room. And again, it accentuates that height that we love so much. You'll see a lot of my blue and white pieces on these shelves. A lot of these pieces were my mom's. Some of these beautiful ginger jars were hers, and they're very, very special to me. Some I have acquired on my own in different places. Nothing is too precious in my house, I'll be very honest, aside from the things that I got from my mom or my grandmother or aunts or some family members. A lot of pieces are just things I've acquired either at a secondhand store. HomeSense or Home Goods in the States is one of my favorite stores. I'm not gonna lie. I know, not everybody wants to advertise that, but I'm a HomeSense junkie. A lot of stuff in our house is from there because I love a deal. I like to get good prices for things. And because I'm always buying stuff for the nature of my business, I don't wanna have to pay too much. So this is a HomeSense find. This is my mom's, and these are HomeSense finds. These candle holders and these horse, I can't reach because I'm too short, but the horse bookends up here. These were my grandmother's, and they're very special to me. My mom had them, and I loved them from childhood, and so I always said, when I move out, I want to take those, and she let me take them. These as well were my mom's. I don't know where they came from, but they were hers, and I love them dearly. They're very special to me. I like a lot of coral accents. You'll see a lot of coral and coastal elements like I mentioned before. I have some coral sculptures here on my buffet. And if you look back over here on our ottoman, I have a beautiful coral candle, hurricane, and the oversized shell, little crystals. I like a lot of these natural elements as well to be threaded through, like natural curiosities, if you will. Like the bookends here, the agate, I think they're really pretty. More coral. And when it comes to decorating these shelves, because my home is I shoot it through a camera lens, it looks so different on a camera than it does in person. So I try not to go too busy on these shelves, and I don't like to, even though to some people this is a lot, for me it's just perfect. And I showcase just my favorite objects. I do change it out seasonally, but a lot of things stay as is. Like those hurricanes are one of my favorites. They're broken, you can see, and they've got melted wax all over them, but I don't really care about things like that. Like that's what I mean. Like nothing is too precious. I am a perfectionist by nature, but things like that don't bother me because things break, they crack, and it's okay. Things chip, it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to always be perfect. These blue and white lamps I love so much. I had been on the hunt for a really long time. Again, they were HomeSense finds, so they were a really good deal, and they're Ralph Lauren, which makes it even, I love Ralph Lauren, anything Ralph Lauren, so I'm really happy that I found those, and I think they add a great signature to the room. My signature style is blue and white, so those are perfect. I love art of all kinds. These are Etsy prints, really inexpensive digital prints you can print out yourself and frame. So it's a great way to add, they're Matisse, and it's a great way to add just beautiful fine art for a fraction of the cost. And I have different pieces of printable art throughout my home. So, and some original paintings as well. And, but I just wanted to point that out, that nothing has to be too precious. You can decorate your home without having to spend a fortune. Now I'll show you the kitchen. Come on. This is our kitchen. This is my, again, probably another favorite space in my home. When we built the house, again, because it's open concept, everything is visible. I wanted the space to be neutral, but have a certain personality. I love old world, I love tradition. So when we built our house, we had a different cabinet here. It was just a standard upper cabinet, and that had nothing, although we did build some open shelving at one point. But we decided to take that down and have these custom built, these two, which to me, I love them so much. They make me so happy. I love the beautiful Chippendale style trellis custom work. I showed our kitchen designer some inspiration pictures from some kitchens that I loved, and they did an amazing job. And we went all the way up to the ceiling. And then this was an open desk. So we had this bank of drawers built to match the other drawers over by the stove, which you'll see after. And I really wanted a continuous visual, clean look. We added over here a panel on our dishwasher. It was stainless steel dishwasher before. So, and it was a little DIY project as well, which is really interesting. We didn't have to buy the dishwasher with the panel, without the panel. We bought one and removed the door and installed this panel ourselves. It was a great way to save some money. Again, being DIYers, we do so much ourselves, although there are things that we will add in or pay people to do, like these beautiful custom cabinets. And they're filled with a lot of my favorite things. That tea set up here was from my grandparents. This was a gift from one of my friends. These were gifts, these teacups. I just have a lot of little collectibles, and I just love the idea of, you know, old and new, and just things that are meaningful. My mother-in-law used to work in a vintage shop, and she was always finding me beautiful pieces. These brass candle holders, this blue and white dish, this creamer, and my sugar is somewhere else in the kitchen right now, but it's a set from my mom that I love. Just my everyday mugs. These were from Etsy, an Etsy shop. A little small shops. I love working with small shops as well to find unique things. I love lamps in the kitchen. I find they add warmth and character. The glow at night is really beautiful. And so I love these Ralph Lauren lamps. Again, they were lucky, HomeSense fine, so I was really happy about those. A lot of people ask me about our hardware. We worked with a brand called Bell with Keeler, and I mixed different styles that they had available. And if you look closely at the poles, well, and you look on their online catalog, this is from two different styles, and I wanted the hardware that has this little notch sort of to pick up elements that I have over here in our backsplash. We had this added as well. So we did sort of an upgrade. Everything was off-white and ivory. This wall never had any cabinets on it, so I liked that idea when we built our home. I wanted, again, that sort of open space, that old world feel, no uppers. And I painted this to match our new uppers, which are all Simply White by Benjamin Moore, and all the lowers were in ivory. And the reason why I went white on top was the ivory had a very yellow cast up here, especially in my pictures. Every time I would shoot for my content, I was retouching because something about the light in here just made it look really, really yellow, which I never liked. So I ended up doing everything this beautiful creamy white by Benjamin Moore, and I painted these uppers over here as well to match over the fridge and freezer, and this here. So everything above the counters is Simply White by Benjamin Moore. Everything below is a custom ivory. And our island is a custom black. This was done through our builder when we built our home. And it has the same hardware. I love having the black contrast. That was something I really wanted when we built our home too, was the black island, which is beautiful to look at. It's a little bit hard to maintain. Gets a lot of wear and tear, a lot of fingerprints. So it's a little bit high maintenance for that, but I still really love it. More little lamps. These are the little rechargeable ones. They turn on and off with a little touch. I love them. They're great. They're great for entertaining, for a tablescape. They're beautiful. Just cozy at night when you have the lights off and you just want a cozy feel. We had some dishes. My husband, we just put these little dishes up, the blue and white willow. Those are just vintage finds from a secondhand store. I think my mother-in-law also found those for me. And our coffee maker, my KitchenAid, my mixer, cookbooks, butter. This is, you know, sort of like the function side of the kitchen. Although the whole kitchen is really functional and I cook a lot, I do like everything very pretty. And some people may find there's a lot on the counters, but I use everything that you see here. So I've got my oils. These get refilled all the time. My you know, flour, oatmeal, sugar, spices are in here. And my little Creuset tea kettle. I love this color blue. I was really excited when I found that. We do eat dinner here every night. We have special dinners in the dining room, which I'll get to show you in a little while. And in the summer, we eat outside all the time. But I love, the island is great. This is my prep and working space over here. It's very functional having the stove and my fridge and my sink over to the right. So I do all my prep and cooking here. Over here, my stools, they are the Chippendale style that I love so much. They echo that trellis work on my cabinets, that chinoiserie element that I love to thread throughout the house. Another thing about decorating for me, and nothing being too precious, I am not afraid to use faux flowers. I'm like an advocate for them. I have like a store downstairs in my storage area. I have like every color under the sun, and I always have a beautiful arrangement. I like large, oversized arrangements. They really, especially in photography, they make a really big difference. You want them to really show. So something small doesn't translate so well, but I think even in person, just having something really full and large, and these could actually even have more in them. But again, here's that green I was talking about. And as far as the seasonal decor, I have my apples and I have my herbs on the counters and a green ginger jar here. Another little piece that I love is a scalloped tray. I've worked with this amazing brand, Kalini Coastal. They have beautiful pieces. That's one of theirs that they've sent to me. And this little, this was a find from my mother-in-law. Again, a vintage blue and white find. She was always finding beautiful pieces for me. So I ended up in this field of business as a content creator purely by accident, as I think a lot of people do as well. I wasn't looking to do this. My background is graphic design. I studied that and have a degree in that, and I went on to work in fashion marketing. Montreal has a lot of big Canadian retailers, and I worked for quite a few of them, and I worked my way up from a junior graphic designer to a creative director, working on all kinds of stuff in the creative side of marketing, from packaging design to photo shoots and everything in between, and brand development. And what I learned from my schooling and from that business, I was able to take all that knowledge and create my own online brand. At the time, I had taken a break from work. I stayed home to raise my children, and then I went back to work for about 4 years. And then at that point, I realized I wanted to be back home again. And my kids were still young and in elementary school, and I felt they really needed me here. So what I decided to do, and it was just by fluke, I started a blog, my website, citrineliving.com, as a creative outlet, as a source of inspiration. I used to get so many people asking me for decorating advice. I'm not an interior decorator or designer professionally. It's a passion. It's innate, it's in me. All things creative, design, art, all of it. I was born with it, and I was influenced by my mother growing up with that. And I turned this business into just a creative outlet. And then through Instagram, I met other women doing the exact same thing. And I was so fortunate to be able to learn from these fabulous women and create these relationships. And we helped each other build businesses. And it was really, it's so fascinating. The whole world of this whole online world is really something, and being the age that I am, we didn't grow up with this, so we had to learn it. It's really been something I've done completely on my own. And now I'll show you guys my backyard. Come on. This is our backyard, and over here is where we have our morning coffee, where we entertain friends and family. We have quite a big open, lots of space in our backyard for entertaining, and I love to create a beautiful tablescape for my friends and family. And so I'd love to show you some of the details on this table that I created today. I did it especially for you, but this is typically what you'll find. I love woven placemats. I love the faux bamboo outdoor plates and the bamboo cutlery as well. I love, love, love. I think one of my favorite textiles are block prints, hand block print fabrics. I have some bedding you'll see later, and this is a beautiful tablecloth that I love, with the napkins, and I love blue and green. Again, it's my summer theme, although I do always have the blue, and I often have green in summer as well, because it's what you find in nature, trees and grass and sky and sea. It's a natural palette that's just so beautiful. And I think it just makes me so happy. I love blue so much, it just makes me so happy. And so I created this beautiful, I talked about faux flowers before, these are real, gorgeous hydrangeas, combination of the blue and green. They make a tablescape just so much prettier, and everything looks effortless. I love hurricanes, and these are vintage candle holders my mother-in-law had given me that from the shop she used to work in. I always have, I've collected a lot of these special little finds. I don't know where they come from, but I love that vintage against the new, the juxtaposition of old and new, something found, something bought. It just adds personality to your home and to your table. I love to tell a story on a table. I like to my guests, if it's just my siblings to friends, whoever it is, I just like to make people feel special when they come into our home. And I feel a beautiful layered table tells a story, it adds personality, and it makes your guests feel important because you took the time to think about them and create a beautiful space to gather and have delicious food. These woven napkin rings, again, they pick up the woven detail of the placemats. I love these green dishes. These are from Williams-Sonoma Home, as well as the glasses and the champagne buckets that you see here. I have two for water, for wine, champagne, but they make such a great container for florals as well. And so this is our patio area where we entertain. We have the fire lit at night. It's beautiful. It gets chilly here at night. So in the summer, it's nice ambiance, and we love to have our friends and family here. Another thing I love to do, you'll see that in our dining room, is I love to mix pieces of furniture. So I don't have a complete set of chairs. The captain's chairs or the end chairs are different, and I like that mix with these woven bistro chairs, fun little pillows. I love to create an indoor look outdoors. I think that's really important as well when you're decorating an outdoor space so that it feels comfortable, welcoming, an extension of your home. And again, we have a smaller footprint home, and that's not the reason why I decorate out here, but it makes it feel that much bigger, especially in the summer, and especially for entertaining. It's wonderful to be able to come in and out, and your outdoor space feels like an extension of your indoor space. Here's our pool that we really, really love. And we put this in a few years ago, I think 3 years, or this might be our 4th summer now with it. This yard that we have is a tricky yard. It's uneven. The grading was very difficult to work with the woods and the municipality bylaws and what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do. So over the far end behind the pool, you don't see that. That's the septic system and the weeping field and all that. So we couldn't put our pool over there. So we really maximized every square inch of this backyard, and we went as big as we could both ways with the pool deck. It's poured concrete, which gives it a cleaner, minimal look, and we love that. And the loungers, this is my favorite spot in the summer. I'm out here every summer night when the weather allows. I talked about being in the living room in the winter. In the summer, this is my living room. I'm out here reading, relaxing, working. It's just one of my favorite places to be. These cute little umbrellas. I love that. The fringe, it gives that sort of European vibe that I love. I kind of wanted sort of an Italian or European resort hotel feel out here. And these really chic little loungers, I think, add to that look as well. What gives a home soul, I think, from a decorating perspective, just bringing in, using things that you love. I think that's really important. I love beautiful things, and beauty makes me very happy. And beauty is different. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So it's different for everybody, but for me, I know what I really love. And part of the soul of my home is what I like to look at really brings me peace and joy and happiness. But from a personal perspective, the soul of the home is our family, without question. It's having my kids, they're older now, they're young adults, so they're always coming and going. It's really hard to get a family dinner more than once or twice a week, but to me, that's what brings my home alive is my family, my kids, my husband. I love when we're all home. It makes me so much, it brings me so much joy. It makes me so happy because these moments are fewer and further between as they get older, so I try to hold on to that as much as I can. This is our dining room. It's a very small space. It's only about maybe 9 by 10, 9.5 by 10. So having the open concept home, we opted to keep the walls completely open and add the transom detailing, which is really important part of the architecture of our home too. You'll see a lot of transoms and the French doors and the front door as well in the entryway. But these transoms add light, they expand the space visually, they add beautiful character to the home. This is a small, I think this is a 54-inch round table. It does open up to seat 8, and I can even squeeze 9, maybe 10, but it's a little bit tight. But we do love to entertain in here. Again, I talked a little bit about the mixing furniture pieces like I did at my outdoor table. We mixed, we have the settee over here against the wall and the different colored chairs just for some interest, visual interest, personality. I love to mix things. And again, my tablescape, it's mixed dishes. This is my mother's beautiful silver and my wedding china and some monogram dishes. More block prints that you'll see. Favorite textiles I love to mix. Here I've mixed metals, silver and gold, which is to me just, it's beautiful. It tells, again, it adds character, adds personality. I love to have some beautiful throw pillows. Again, another question on Instagram is, what do you do with the pillows when people sit? Well, we just take them off. It's very simple. It's not that complicated. One thing you'll see threaded everywhere in our home are beautiful draperies. I work with 2 pages and all of our window coverings are from them. And one thing I love to add is beautiful trim detailing. This is, it's just an added layer of luxury, and these are really affordable for custom drapes. And I love the blue. You'll see a lot of blue trim on my drapery. And again, you'll notice motifs that are continuous. So I have this detailing, which is really pretty sort of leaf detail. You'll see it pick up in the carpet. You'll see it in the pillows and the textiles. I love to thread something continuous from one space to another and within a room itself. I have a little family photo gallery wall, wedding pictures, graduation pictures, my daughter's dance pictures. These little sconces, I did a quick little DIY and put some block print fabric on there myself, little strips cut and glued on for a fun little detail. Some favorite ginger jars that just have a beautiful spot over there and a nice, so they sort of frame that wall. This is our entryway, which is quite spacious, but again, it's open, no walls. We have a utility closet here. It's not a coat closet. That was intentional when we built the home, just because we needed storage space. So we hang, all of our shoes are in the garage, our coats go in the laundry room in the winter. But again, we have the transom detailing. I added this faux grass cloth wallpaper. This was a regular wallpaper, not a peel and stick. This was my first or second wallpaper project. It was a tricky room to do because of all the corners and all the small skinny spaces, but we managed to pull it off. And I love that it sets the tone for what's to come in our house. That's what your entryway should be. I love this oversized gold mirror. It's a really special piece. It makes a big statement with the big oversized florals. Again, I love large florals. They're just beautiful. And I love how it makes a strong focal point on my console table. Really important thing for me is my cross. That's a very special piece that my priest gave many years ago when he came to bless our home. And it's been in different areas in our home over the years, but I love it here in my entry because I like people to know that our home is blessed, and I hope that they feel blessed when they come in because we want them to love being here and sharing. I love to share my home with other people, and this is a really important part of it. And just some nice hurricanes. Again, I love hurricanes. I love the coastal pieces with the corals. I love to layer in. You'll see I have coral pieces all year round. It's not only summer. I was born to live, I think, on the coast somewhere, although I never have. Maybe one day I will. And but I just love that coastal feel. And blue and white, again, there's always a blue and white piece in every room in my home, or in most rooms. And black doors, all of our doors are interior doors except for the big steel doors. All the interior doors are black. We painted that just for that contrast and sort of that element of a traditional space that I love so much. My mother was a phenomenal artist. She's very, very talented, and she loved decorating. Our home was beautiful growing up, and we used to decorate my bedroom probably every year, some whole new theme, which I did with my daughter too growing up, even though she's developed her own style now. But my mom loved all the things I love now. Blue and white chinoiserie was a part of our home, she had just beautiful ceramics, and there was always floral patterns and stripes. She just loved that traditional look, and it inspired me because it's what I grew up seeing, and I always loved it. I definitely, maybe in my 20s, went a little bit more minimalist. I think when you're sort of at a certain age trying to find yourself and your look, for a few years I went to a more pared back style, but then I always found as I got older, I came back to the roots of what I love so much. I was an avid reader of decorating magazines. House Beautiful was my favorite, traditional home, veranda. I grew up reading all those for many, many years, and I learned a lot from just interviews with designers, and I learned what I loved, and it always came back to often what my mother loved as well. And she was just such a huge influence, from fashion to decorating, the way I dress today, and the way I decorate my home definitely has a lot of my mother's influences. And she loved color, she loved pattern, she was an artist, and those are a big part of what I love as well. This is our laundry room. I recently just wallpapered in here a blue and white chinoiserie peel and stick. This was a little bit tricky. It's not easy to do peel and stick paper, but it turned out really well. My husband is such a trooper. He's my handyman. So we do all these DIY projects together. And I love that it's super affordable and you completely transform a room. These walls used to be a dark gray, and so this added so much light and life and vibrancy in here. And the baskets help with storage. These were just big box cabinets that we installed. We didn't have a big budget when we built the house to have custom cabinetry. So we made up for all that with the baskets, and they've really, you know, scarves and all the winter gear goes in here, and it swaps out in the summer. And that's really it. It's a workhorse, this room. It works wonderful. I have this beautiful Ushak rug that was a really affordable one, washable. It's a great piece, and it's beautiful contrast against the dark gray tile. And another piece from the same curtain company I was talking about before. This is one of my mother's paintings. I love this piece, and hung in my parents' home for many, many years. And it's a very special piece to me. So I have it now, and it looks really pretty, I think, against the blue and white chinoiserie paper. This is the hallway that leads to the bedrooms and my office, which used to be my son's bedroom, which is my office now. It used to be very dark in here, and one of the things we did was paint everything semi-gloss white, and we added trim molding, and it just suddenly lit up this entire space. A large light fixture. I talked about large florals. I love large lights as well. They really make visual impact, and it's really important in a space. And it just helps bring your eye up and enlarge the space visually a lot. And I have this beautiful, beautiful runner in here, another Ushak from Palindrome Home. This is a custom piece that they made for me. Really, really beautiful. And I love how it flows visually into my office. This is probably my favorite room in the house. It's a very, very special place to me. I work in here every day, except I actually work a lot outside too, believe it or not, in the summer. If it's not too hot, I work outside with my laptop. But this piece was from Lauren Haskell Designs, and it's a beautiful desk that I got from them. And these dressers are old, really old IKEA dressers. They hold a lot of my pillow covers. One thing is I'm a pillow cover hoarder with all of my seasonal decorating. I have so many pillows. I change them all the time. A lot of my stuff goes inside here and inside my closet. But what I did with these IKEA dressers, it was a really simple thing to do, is I added this gold hardware just to dress them up, add a little feminine touch and make them special. It's really easy to do that with a basic, very inexpensive piece of furniture. Add the hardware because it's like jewelry. Just like lights, hardware, those things are so special. They're really special details, and they're really like jewelry in the room, and they make a big difference. I love this pagoda mirror. It's one of my favorite pieces as well. Again, chinoiserie elements. The block print. Lampshades are a nice, unique touch. Lots of blue and white, more coral. Another box from my mother-in-law that she found me, dishes, and rocks that my kids have collected for me over the years, and they've given me. The artwork in here was my mother's. She was just a wonderful artist. And some of these pieces, you know, I just found in her art room and I brought them home over the years. And this piece over here, it was a gift from her for our anniversary, our engagement. And she has done one, we're Lebanese, so she's done an Arab character for everyone in our family, and I was very lucky. I got one of the first female. This was a copy of an advertisement from like the 80s or something that she had clipped and she loved. I think it was a perfume ad, and it's just the lighting in it is just beautiful. And my parents really played a huge role in my life growing up. I have a cute little family picture here of them. And if you look over here towards my bookshelves, over this way, we'll just swing over here, I have some of my favorite pictures of my parents. I sadly lost them very close together a few years ago. And this room represented to me, it was an ode to my mom. It was really in honor of her, and all the blue and white that influenced me, all the pieces that I have here. There's a lot of personal special pieces, gifts from the kids and pictures of my parents. And this room is very special. It has a lot of personal touches. It makes me so happy. The blue and white sort of French floral was so signature of my mother's taste and style. So I had these all custom made, the blind and the cushions and the seat cushion. And we built all this, again, being DIYers. We did the wall paneling, we did the bookshelves. This used to be our son's bedroom. It was a completely different look. And it went from navy blue to this beautiful light blue by Benjamin Moore called Harbor Fog. And I just love it. And I have some paintings over here from my son. One of the special traditions in our family with our kids is every Christmas we do we pick a name and the gift has to be handmade. So my son has gotten me a few times, and he did some really beautiful paintings, one of Jesus on the cross, and here's the three wise men, because he knows that kind of stuff just steals my heart. So I thought that was really special. And here's a beautiful wedding picture of my husband and I on our wedding day. Just all the things that are special to me that I love so much. This room, it's beautiful, it's layered, it's personal, and it's really one of my favorite spaces. So this is our main bath. When we have friends and family over, this is the main bath in the house. So I like to keep it, you know, pretty and on theme with the rest of my home. Bluegrass cloth. This was my first project in the house of the wallpaper. It's probably ready to be redone because it's getting old. I painted these. Again, I love linear art. I love that modern art layered into traditional space. I think, again, it just adds visual interest. This is one of my favorite mirrors, this piece. I found this curbside. Somebody was throwing it out, and I told my husband, pull over. I have to have that piece. This is a Hollywood Regency piece. I could probably touch it up and give it a fresh coat of paint, but I just love that it looks old and it has that Hollywood glam kind of feel. And I think it's a beautiful juxtaposition against the faux grass cloth. And our little vanity functions really well with some storage here. And that's it. That's the main bathroom in our home. My favorite thing about our home is it's my favorite place to be. I'm a homebody. I will stay home over going out to a party or a dinner anytime. I love to see friends, and obviously we do a lot of things as well, but I love to be home. And I think my favorite thing is that it's comforting to me. It's warm, it's welcoming. We love to have friends and family here. They always love it here and love being here, and it just makes me very happy to bring people into our home. We raise our children here. And even though it's funny because I showcase my home to the world, it's funny. It's an oxymoron almost. Like, you showcase your home to the world in this business that I'm in, but there's a lot of private things that I will never show because that's my private life. So it's really, you see the pretty aesthetic side, but you know, I get funny questions like, where do you sit with all those pillows? And well, we throw them on the floor at night and lie on the couches. It's just a funny thing, but it's comfort and it's family. I love to cook for my family, and home is just, it's just, I think, comfort. It's my favorite thing. It's a comfortable place, and I love home. Come on into our bedroom. This is a very small space. Again, I think it's maybe 12 by 14. It's maximized to like the inch in here. So we have a king size bed, and these nightstands, I think they're Thomasville, and I actually changed the hardware. They had pewter handles. I changed them to brass. They have extra storage because, again, it's very tight in here. We don't have a lot of room, but I love an upholstered bed. We just recently updated this space as well. We added the wall moldings. Again, just another project. And because I'm always looking for content to redo spaces or do things ourselves that can completely transform a space without spending a fortune, I like to talk about that a lot in my content. So we did that in here, and I love the moldings everywhere in the house. I'm adding more and more to every room, and it just adds beautiful traditional detailing that I really love. And again, drapes with beautiful trim detail. This is not blue, this is beige. I went for something warmer. I had blue before, and I just wanted to change it up a little bit. And I talked before about the block print textiles. I just love block print. I have a real passion for these beautiful handmade designs and the saturated colors. And I just think they're so beautiful, and they add beautiful personality to a space. I love lots of pillows. And these are all the pillows, or many of the pillows in our home are from Ariana Bell. She's an amazing pillow designer, and sadly her shop is closing down, but I've worked with her for quite a few years. And again, just rich fabrics, beautiful details. These ginger jar art prints are from Etsy. Again, downloadable art. It's a great way to, without having to spend a fortune in your home, to buy some digital prints, and especially if you like to change out your art, and I do often for my pictures. So this dresser we found on Facebook Marketplace. Again, having a small space, we were looking for storage. I wanted a tall boy, and it was a great piece, a really lucky find. I love the contrast of the dark wood also. This beautiful photo is by Roberto Di Tesco. He's an amazing photographer that I used to work with back in my fashion marketing days. He gave that to me as a gift. It's a very special piece. He has an entire collection. It's called The Wild Horses of Sable Island, and the pictures, the photos that he's captured are just really quite special, and so that piece really means a lot to me. My husband has a collection of boxes here where he stores his watches. This piece my sister-in-law made us when we got married, so that's a very special piece to me. This piece by the bed is just great for putting on shoes, getting dressed. I love, you'll find a lot of nail head trim throughout my home. You'll saw it on the dining room chairs, the headboard here, the benches in my office. Again, I just love that old world feel of those little details. I think they just add layers and visual interest. And if you look around this room, you'll notice repetition of shape. Again, I talked about that in the kitchen. The headboard has these beautiful curvilinear lines, and so does this beautiful mirror. Same detail there. Same thing with the dressers here. I like to repeat shapes and motifs and patterns and colors, so that to me is a very important detail. I'm not an expert decorator or anything like that, or interior designer, but these are just the things that I've grown to love, and the things, again, beautiful things that make me happy. The repetition tells a story, adds character, and it makes a space very special and cohesive, I think. This is our ensuite bathroom. This is just off the bedroom, belongs to just my husband and I. We redid this. When we first built the house, I had a big, beautiful dresser that I repurposed as a vanity, and I wanted something a little bit more upscale for one of my projects for work. So I got this beautiful vanity that looks like furniture as well, but it's just a little bit more elegant and elevated. It has a real hotel feel. A European hotel was the look I was going for. So we added the paneling, and we installed these mirrors, and I love the look of wall sconces on the mirror. It just adds beautiful reflection of light, and these big mirrors with that built-in look, it just enlarges the space visually, and it adds a lot of beautiful character that I love so much. I like to mix the metals. I talked a little bit about that. I'm not shy about that. You have the polished brass with the satin brass and even the chrome fixtures. So I'm not afraid to mix. Again, I think it just adds personality and it adds visual interest to the space. And we just have a little art walk-in shower. And over here, the art was from an artist that I worked with for featuring on my Instagram and my website. And I love I love modern art, a lot of line art, linear pieces. So these are special pieces that I love as well. Home is family, love, happiness, comfort. I feel like I'm almost repeating myself because it really is that. It's just what you love. Your home has to be filled with things that bring you joy. And of course, if you're fortunate enough to have your family there to enjoy it with you, that makes it even more special. I love to cook. I love to bake. So even though we're all very health conscious people in this home, I love to bake breads and cookies and desserts, and I love homemade. I grew up with my mother. She cooked from scratch every single night, and I like to do that as well for my kids. It's really important. We grew up in a big family who's very close. We're all still close, and I like to instill that same thing in my family today. Homeworthy, thank you so much for coming to my home in St. Lazare. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I loved having you here and telling you a little bit about our home, our story, and all the things that we love so much. But now I'm sorry, you have to go. I have to get back to work, and I hope you guys have a great day, and you're welcome to come back anytime. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.